That's the new CD from Arcady here on the Irish Show. Call us 216-901-0945. JC Sullivan, you're ready, aren't you? You know, we're going to be giving away tickets later on in the program. Eileen Kelly from St. Colman's is here with us. She's going to be giving away a couple of tickets, right, Eileen? So
yes,
we're going to do that. But in the meantime, let me get back here to Colleen Day.
Yes, I got a very exciting email. Hello from Bermuda.
Would you start that again?
I have a very exciting email. Hello from Bermuda. Who is in Bermuda?
Oh,
well, it's hello, Dad. Can you say a special hello to cousin Brian Quinn, his wife Rosa, and their two lovely girls, Alexandra and Gabriella. We're down here listening to you in Bermuda. Cheers, Pat. Way to go, Pat Quinn.
Yeah, they were playing.
Wow.
They were playing in Bermuda.
Get out.
Pat
Nice.
Quinn, John Williams, and Pat Broder were playing for the Irish organization. I don't know. It's called the Irish Club. I'd have to call it that.
All right.
In Bermuda last night.
Oh my gosh. Well, Pat, tell everyone in Bermuda, thanks for listening to the Jerry Quinn Irish Radio Show.
And
Wish
Brian-
we were there.
And Brian Quinn
Yes.
is my nephew.
That's
and
right.
he lives in Bermuda.
Wow.
Oh my God, how wonderful. Also, we got some calls in. A happy birthday to Mary Bridget Lavelle, and that's from your grandfather, Joe.
All right, it is 10:25. In the studio from St. Colman's Church is Eileen Kelly, and we're going to talk about a great event coming up, a very important event for this iconic parish in the city of Cleveland. St. Patrick's Day is celebrated at St. Colman's like no place else in the city of Cleveland. But that's not why Eileen is with us today. She's here to talk about a fundraiser coming up next Sunday. And most of these parishes, the older parishes, Eileen, they do need fundraisers to keep going because a lot of the old loyal parishioners have moved away, and you rely on them to come back a lot, don't you, to support it?
We do, and we also rely on a lot of new friends of ours who are interested in our outreach ministries to the neighborhood. So our benefit is next Sunday, and it's from 1 to 5 at the Westside Irish American Club. We're calling it Keeping the Doors Open because we always open the door to anybody who comes to us in need, and we want to make sure that our doors are able to keep opening for those people that come to us. So the benefit is next Sunday, and it's $30 a person. You can call for tickets at St. Colman's at 216-651-0550. You can go on our website at stcolmanparish.org or email us at stcolmanparish@gmail.com. But we'd love to have anybody come. We're honoring 3 different honorees. One is the folks who built Stone Mad in Cleveland on West 65th Street, Eileen Salmon and Pete Lenahan. Also the Sokolowski family from University Inn, and the Page family from Honey Hut Ice Cream.
Is that why Pete got his hair cut?
I think so, no. I think that was St. Baldrick's, actually, right before St. Patrick's Day. But hopefully lots of their friends and families will join us next Sunday, as well as parishioners who really want St. Colman to keep the doors open.
Why is it so important to keep St. Colman such a viable institution in our city?
I would say it's to be the place where immigrants and refugees still come. Just like they did in 1880 when the parish started, all through time. I think 3 of my 4 grandparents, when they came from Ireland, came right to St. Colman's. So it's the Irish immigrant. I would even say a couple of mine were refugees, you know, escaping some really hard times in Ireland.
But the Kellys were, you know, the few of them went off to Australia, and they wrote a song about them called The Wild Colonial Boy.
Yes, I know. But this branch came to Cleveland. It was wild enough for our part of the family. But so we are there for those who are in need of anything, really. Such a great neighborhood, but still so many people who are in need of education and assistance. And St. Colman's is really an anchor in that neighborhood for that purpose.
Did you know that St. Colman is the patron saint of Mayo?
No.
Yes,
What?
it is.
I had no
And
idea.
I did not know this until I went to San Francisco a few years ago. And in St. Patrick's Church in San Francisco, if you're ever there downtown, there's 32 windows. And each one of them represents a county of Ireland.
Yeah.
And they have the patron saint listed on the windows.
Really?
And here I found out, this is about 10, 15 years ago, here I found out St. Colman is the patron saint of Mayo.
Oh my goodness.
And I did not know that till then.
Well, we always considered our patron saint. I guess there are quite a few St. Colmans in
There
history
must
of
be.
of Ireland, but St. Colman of Cloyne is the patron saint of our church. and that's cloying in cork.
We're going to change that.
Yeah, well, we'll start a campaign. What do you think?
You know what I love about St. Colman's? The architecture is
Yeah.
magnificent. The church, it's a magnificent piece of architecture.
Gorgeous.
And the thing I like about it, there are no columns.
No
That
columns.
is so unusual, even in modern buildings.
Yes, well, that's thanks to the ironworkers in Cleveland who did a beautiful job of making sure their new technology could hold that roof and
Was
build
was
that.
it changed?
No, it was original in 1916. It'll be 100 years old next year, the building. So, yeah, but it's such craftsmanship in every piece of that building,
magnificent.
including behind the scenes, behind all the decoration. That ironwork makes that whole hall.
Yeah, I had a
hold
tour of that a few years ago, and I forget the name of the man that gives the tour, but he does not only Catholic churches,
Yeah.
he does Protestant, everything.
Tim Barrett.
I think it was. I think it was. What a great tour and
Yeah.
great history
Yeah.
of it.
He's taught us a lot about our own church,
Mhm.
and also spurred a lot of us to learn more even about some of the parts of that building.
But you have a new pastor there. Well, he's not new. He's been there for a year
Yes.
now. Right? Father Begin was there for how long?
20 years.
And the new man's name is?
Father Caroli Shao. And,
Tough act to follow.
Tough act to follow, but Father Caroli is Father Caroli Borromeo Shao. So his name is really Charles Borromeo Shao. He's from Tanzania. He's part of the Apostles of Jesus, and has really worked hard to become a part of the parish.
Yeah.
It is tough to follow
You
and
and I-
act like Father Begin, but
We had a
he's
little
doing
chat.
a good job.
We had a little chat before we went on the air about
Yeah.
that. How difficult it is for a priest to follow, especially somebody who's been there for the length that Father Begin was. Because I saw it in my own parish when Father McNulty
Yeah.
left our parish. He was there for 20 years, and then Father Fortuny came in, and it takes a while
Yeah.
for people to like them. Right away, those people instantly take a dislike to the new
Right.
pastor. They think he has pushed the old one out, which is
Yeah.
not the case at all.
And also, I would say any CEO, new executive director anywhere has a tough time. But our folks have welcomed him very warmly, and the parish goes on. You know, every day we're answering the door to help folks in the neighborhood. So he's become a part of us, and we'll keep doing our work as long as we can do it.
Yeah, of course, St. Colman's has changed what it was in the old days. It was very vibrant Irish parish, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Back, I'd say up till about, what would you say, 1960?
I would say that's a good
And it started
estimate.
to change a lot of poor people live in the parish now.
Right, and but also I would say a lot of my ancestors were pretty poor living in that
Well,
neighborhood.
most of us were.
Yeah.
Most were.
But
yeah.
then after the war, a lot of folks were able to buy houses and moved out of the neighborhood. Their parents and grandparents still lived in the neighborhood for quite a while.
Mhm.
But it is an old neighborhood. It is, the rent is not quite reasonable, but cheaper than other places. But lots of folks live in the neighborhood,
Of course,
especially from other countries.
Of course, right on the fringe of that is Gordon Square, which is
know.
becoming very fashionable
Yes.
again.
Yes, and the neighborhood works really hard trying to allow affordable housing along with some of that fancier development, more expensive development.
So
to
let's see.
Keep it a diverse neighborhood.
Let's see. Say you raise $20,000 next Sunday.
Yeah. Well, we hope we
what-
raise 4 times that.
Or 80,000. What happens
Yeah.
to that money? Where does it go?
It goes toward our operating costs. Keeping that gorgeous building going, number one, is expensive. It is 100 years old almost, and while we've made improvements, the heating and just lights for that place is really expensive. But then there are staff people that have to run the parish, including me, but our secretary, our maintenance people who are constantly working on the maintenance of the place. But it allows us to do the ministry that we are there to do. So the operating costs are required. It's not the fancy or most exciting line item there is, but to keep St. Colman's going on West 65th Street, to keep the doors open, we really do need to raise money like this.
Okay. All right, let's go here to Barley Juice. This is called the Weekend Irish. This is what Colleen and Brand does all the time. There they
Yes.
are, the Weekend Irish. And I used to be like this. Beware of them.
And what does that mean?
I don't know.
Yeah. What does that mean, the weekend Irish?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, we went and saw that movie Everest on Friday.
Oh,
Oh my God.
But you're
I said
hanging.
great appetizers and food. We'll have basket raffles as well as a big basket of cheer. It won't be quite as swanky as the one you described for the Mayo Ball, but ours will be for the benefit of the parish. Just a wonderful time. So we hope people join us. Call 216-651-0550, extension 100, and leave a message, and we'll call you back tomorrow as soon as we can.
Eileen,
Yes.
you will identify with this. A lot of people don't understand the work that goes into putting these fundraisers
Yeah.
and these events together. When the event takes place, it all looks so simple, but there's a ton of work.
Yes.
There's hours and hours, countless frustrations.
Yes.
A lot of tempers lost.
Yes.
Friendships even frayed at
Oh,
times. So,
well-
but they all come back together, and everyone does it for the love of it.
They do, and our group has been wonderful. They started meeting in February about this event, so just endless hours of work and seeking donations, because the whole point is to make some real money that will help the parish.
Yeah.
So I'm just so impressed with our committee. Our chair people are Lorraine Klaus and Debbie O'Boyle. They've just done a wonderful job organizing all the teams. The food team, the publicity team, there are teams working all the time. So we're just so blessed with such great talent at St. Coleman's.
Yeah. And I'm as Colleen, jump in on this,
Yes.
because it applies to us especially. The Mayo Society, we've been doing this, the 11th year we're doing the ball, and it's a charity ball, and we give quite a bit of money away. But I just discovered when we finish this year,
Yes.
2015, we will have donated $200,000 to various charities.
Amazing.
A lot of it now we give to the scholarship. We have a scholarship fund. We funded John Carroll University, and we send 2 students over to Galway University, and 2 students come back to John Carroll, and that's at 15,000 every year. Then we fund the Irish Cultural Garden, which I think I always say is the jewel of the city of Cleveland. It's one of the most beautiful areas in our city, and very unique to Cleveland. Is not just the Irish Garden, but the entire garden experience. I think it's 38 gardens, I think.
That's
we have,
right.
Holly. So we do things like that, and then we contribute, of course, to the big Peace Park in Castlebar. But anyway, it'll be a total of 200,000. And I must tell you, every year it's a lot of stress on a lot of people, and nobody makes any money on it. Everybody does it just for the love of our native county, and of course, again, we're so proud of our heritage. But you got an email from
Yes.
Annette, and I had a little chat with Brian the other night on the phone about this. I says, how is it to be heading up an organization? And he says, well, I think you know what it's like. So I think he's the president of that Bermuda Irish Club, is he?
Yeah, it's the Bermuda Irish Association. They had a lovely event last night. So Uncle Jerry, we're still listening. We've skipped the cocktails on the beach and are getting ready to cheer on Ireland in the Rugby World Cup. Have a great night here. Had a great night here last night. And Pat and his 2 friends, John Williams and Pat Broders, did a fantastic job and played up a storm for the Bermuda Irish Association. Bermuda has never seen its likes before. We had over 130, mostly Irish, and are representing all 32 counties last night, and even a show from a retired river dancer. And that's Brian Quinn, your relative.
My
who lives
nephew.
your nephew who lives in Bermuda there, Hamilton, Bermuda.
Yes. Oh, Brian, very successful young
Very
man.
good. Thanks for listening. How fun. Have a great time today, and go Ireland.
Now I suppose we should talk about your trip to Ireland,
Yes.
you and Terry Canini, because if the time goes by without it, I'll never hear the
What?
He
Tell me.
bought the first raffle ticket for the whiskey raffle at the Mayo Ball.
That's great.
I got the $20 here
Yeah.
in my pocket,
Hey,
and if I spend it,
Yeah, I did want to say, not only are we having whiskey, I did want to say we're not only having whiskey, the Irish whiskey, the American whiskey, we are having some international wines of the world. And I know the bottle of wine I got is a very expensive bottle of wine, and Maureen Brubaker's getting
$4.
some, and
So I
whatever
hope
else.
it's over $4.
Oh, it is well over. It's well over $40. So
that
anyway,
isn't
yes.
expensive.
No, well, I mean, I'm not
The one I bought was 140.
Oh, aren't you something? You got
A
a
competition going on here.
Okay.
Yeah. Eileen, you know, for your event,
Yes.
I have suggested the first one that walks in the door, make sure, you know, some people go in and put $1 in. You want somebody to put 100 in first.
That
And
would be
everyone that
wonderful.
follows is going
Yeah.
to feel bad if they put less.
And we know that we can seed that pot ourselves just to make it look like that. We
There
know
you
that.
go.
But I just want to say one last thing, and that is about our honorees. I can't say it enough how important some of these business people in our neighborhood have been to St. Coleman's. The Eileen Salmon and Pete Lenahan, who started Stone Man on West 65th Street almost 10 years ago, have just made such a difference in our neighborhood, and we're at the forefront of the Gordon Square neighborhood that you were talking about earlier, Jerry. And then the Sokolowski family, long time, I think 40 years almost in Cleveland.
University Inn, right?
University, and just the most generous people in the world. James Beard Award winners last year, I
Ask
think.
them if they'll sponsor the Irish program instead of that.
That's your job, but my job is
Oh,
also to
come
talk
on,
about
you
the
know
Page
better than I
family.
do.
The Page family. Frank Page started Honey Hut many years ago. He was a Cleveland firefighter, and his family has continued the tradition. Just a wonderful family, a wonderful business. So these businesses have just been so generous to St. Coleman's. So we're honoring all three of them this year. So we would love for you to join us next week, 1 to 5 at the West Side Irish American Club. Call us for tickets. It's 216-651-0550, extension 100. And tickets are $30 and for a great cause so that we can keep our doors open.
Great. Here's a group that's really taken the Irish